Hi, Phil here from PicoKit. This lesson we're going to look at how to generate the numbers on the dice. So it's a little bit more like a dice. So we're using the PicoDice, and this is, I think, our 5th tutorial. And it's now that we're going to actually look at generating those number patterns from our pin outputs. And you'll see the difference from the last lesson is we actually have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we still have our switch tool between each of those. So let's go back to our previous file. And so we're looking at the switch in a subroutine. And we're going to modify this file now so that it works like a dice with 1 to 6. Well, actually, it's not quite like a dice because you still have to press the number and it's not really random. But we'll get to that soon enough. So this is how it's programmed at the moment. It's just swapping between these different LEDs. There's 4 outputs that we have, and so we know which of those outputs turns on which LEDs. Now, we need to put in the numbers 1 to 6 by generating another 6 outputs. And really, it's not that difficult. We can already see that our center LED is going to be the number 1. So we can copy that straight away, and we'll just leave it down here for the moment, and we'll relabel it as number 1. Because we can pretty much be assured that the center LED is how we want number 1 to be represented. So the same goes for number 2. We can take the corner LEDs. So the first corner LEDs that we have as number 2. Now, how do we get number 3? Well, it's pretty easy. Number 1 and number 2 put together is number 3. So let's have a look. We're going to copy and get the number 2. We'll have a look at number 1 and we'll notice which pin is high. The pin is general purpose pin 2. So now we go into this tool that we're modifying and we're going to make GP2 high, and we're going to relabel it as number 3. Too easy. We don't really even need to test these. We can just do it logically. So with number 2, we'll copy that one again. And what do we put with 2 corner LEDs? We'll put the other corner. So we've got corner 1 was number 2 and corner 2. So we're going to mix those together. Corner 2 has general purpose pin 5 high. So we can go into this one, general purpose pin 5. And that number is number 4. So how do we make number 5? Well, easy again. Number 4 plus 1, that's right. Each time we're just putting the center LED back on or back off. So let's have a look. So what is it? GP2, that's right. GP2 is the center pin. Let's make that one high, and that will be number 5. And the last one that we need is going to be number 4 plus the middle LEDs. So these middle LEDs up here are triggered by GP4. So we'll go in there to GP4, turn that one on, and that should be number 6 for us. So it's untested. We haven't tested this yet, but if you follow that, it should be pretty easy to organize those together. So we can delete our current outputs now, and we can start putting in these new ones. And we're also going to have to put in a couple of extra subroutines there in between. So basically arrange them how you think they should be, with a subroutine in between each. Of course, after number 6, we also need another subroutine there. And you might be wondering how I got extra space on my screen. Well, this registers here. We can actually dock it by clicking that little pin mark, and it's docked in place, and you can use your center mouse button to pan around the screen, but instead of doing that, you can actually auto hide or uncheck that little pin, and you've got a lot more space on the screen there. So we can spread that out a little. And before we hook it up, it's nice and easy to align them and distribute them, which will make the process of hooking it up a lot easier. Putting in those link lines, and we have to make sure that the arrows are in the correct direction, because if you put them in the wrong direction, it's really not going to work, and it's also going to come up with some errors. So for the last one, we can go back to the first, hook up the start tool, and we're pretty much done there. Let's program it and see if we got that right. It is easy to make mistakes. There's number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and back to 1. So that is how to make your display output the numbers 1 to 6. Thanks for watching.